This telecast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
Welcome, Hometown 24 fans, as we have a major 14th Region Girls softball match tonight. We are here at Letcher County Central. I'm Manus Blair, and I'm joined by my righty out of the bullpen, or lefty in this case out of the bullpen for Jim McCauley, and that's Mark Young. Letcher County Central 14-6, 7-0 in the region. Perry County Central 17-7. 6-1 in the region, with that only loss coming to Perry County Central. But that's been a month ago, and in a month in baseball and softball is an eternity, Mark.
Absolutely. I mean, as you get to gel together, your team comes together as the year goes along, hopefully, if you're going to have a successful season. But just to get that experience, being together every day, practicing, playing ball, makes all the difference.
And, you know, this year, unlike many years, we've had really, really good weather for baseball and softball.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night at the ball game. This season has been perfect. It's been a dream season as far as weather goes.
And, you know, we needed the rain last night, and our field, as you look over the field here at Letcher County Central, it's perfect conditions. Normally this field is really, really hard, but it is going to give a little bit. The ball's going to stay down a little bit when it's hit, and we'll see how the infield's players play that soft infield here, unlike it is in normal times.
Yeah, you know, we got a pretty good little rain last night, and it rained through into the morning hours, and that'll soften that brick dust up a lot. You might not get the true hop that you're used to, but both teams get the same advantage.
And, you know, you're playing on the same field. And it looks, you know, we talked a little bit off there about maybe some spots out in the outfield, but in watching the outfield practice, I did not see any sloshing or any water coming up. So it's going to be really good. It is cloudy, and they're giving a little chance of rain, but probably later on tonight. No wind whatsoever. And these two teams don't need wind to hit the softball over the top of the fence.
Yeah, both teams have some heavy hitters here. One of the things that I was laughing about, I told you before the ball game, I predicted to see a few hit out because the wind was blowing straight away, and the flag hasn't moved since. It's just sitting there.
But anyway, it is senior night here at Letcher Central, and the three seniors that before the game started, and they're waiting on the officials, umpires, to get here, I think. Scarlett started to say Stuart Stamper, and that's a name from the past. Scarlett Stamper, Katie Combs, and Anna Hatton are the three seniors for Letcher Central. Just kind of put some numbers together and added some numbers from the coaching staff. They are 89-43 in their 4 years together, 42-7 in the region, and they are back-to-back regional champions. So a very distinguished class, a small class with three, but a very distinguished class in itself.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they're all three impact players. We've watched them play over the last 2 or 3 years and really been impressed with the role that they play on this team. But that says a lot about the program when you only have three seniors and being this successful.
And, you know, when you're talking about these teams, Letcher Central, you know, a little bit top-heavy with juniors and seniors. But when you look over at the Perry County Central Lady Commodores and you go down through there and you're looking at all of them and you just go down the list, you've got Olivia Robinson, a sophomore, Avery Ratliff, a freshman, Michaela Shepard, a sophomore, McKenna Fugit, a sophomore, Josie Mullins, a junior, Zoe Godson, a freshman, Molly Holliday, a freshman. The pitcher tonight, Carolyn Moberly, a freshman, Haley Watts, a freshman. So a very good future in the making for Coach Ratliff and the Lady Commodores.
Oh, absolutely. He even dresses out 3 8th graders on this squad.
And, you know, you see that a whole lot more now in practically every sport. That volleyball, you've got 7th and 8th graders, and you've got softball, you've got 7th and 8th graders. So it's a a specialization kind of thing that a lot more players are playing just one sport rather than playing 2 or 3 sports.
Oh, absolutely, and
Of which I'm not a proponent of, mind you.
Yeah, I am not either. I love to see them play as many as they can if they want. But at the same time, it's kind of a tribute to your feeder programs if you have those lower level programs that have kids good enough that you can go ahead and pull up now. That says something about the feeder program.
And, when you talk about, I'll just throw Scarlett Stamper out. She's been playing since the 7th grade here for Coach Perkins, and he kind of mentioned that in there and everything. When you have been a participant and a pitcher for that long period of time, you cannot understand about the amount of experience that a player has playing in a varsity sport for practically 6 years. It's unprecedented in a lot of situations.
And being on the mound, or the rubber, as they call it in softball, having that experience, that calm, cool collectiveness, and that leadership makes all the difference in the world.
And you do look up to, and every player on that team looks up to that particular player that's been there and done that. And then, she's 56 and 25 in her career. So just a whole lot of experience. And now the PA is announcing the teams. And, like I said, with Prairie County Central, batting first will be Olivia Robinson. Batting second, Josie Mullins. Batting third will be Avery Ratliff. Fourth will be Michaela Shepard. Fifth will be McKenna Fugit. Sixth will be Caroline Moberly. Seventh, Emily Waddell. Eighth, Zoe Godston. The DP will be Molly Holliday, and the flex will be Haley Watts. Boy, that was quick.
Yeah, it didn't take long. You was going through them pretty quick there. But, I'm just amazing when I'm looking at some of these girls' batting averages.
Yeah, and we'll get to that, and we'll get to Letcher Central's lineup after the national anthem. So stay with us here on Hometown 24.
This is News 12.
Since 1985, Hometown 24 has been serving this community with local programming produced by local people.
Hornets want to air it out. He's got a man out here. Linden caught it to 45.
Using the latest video technology to bring you the news, sports, and local events that matter to you.
First on your hometown news tonight.
I'm Harold Mullins, and thanks for joining us.
40 years is a long time in Eastern Kentucky. Here's to 40 more.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Spring has sprung in the mountains, and that means it's the perfect time to upgrade your device and your savings with Appalachian Wireless. Right now, you can get the new iPhone 17e, the iPhone 17, or the Samsung A17 on us when you choose a qualifying plan, or take advantage of up to $800 in device savings on select devices. And here's the best part for our new customers. Port your numbers to Appalachian Wireless and get up to 6 months of free service. So don't wait. Spring into savings today, or visit us online at AppalachianWireless.com, because we are your neighbors and this is your network. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back to the campus of Letcher County Central, the Bank of Hyman softball game of the week. Main displayer with Mark Young, substituting 275 and 190 on his career. Coach Bobby Ratliff, 193 and 79 in his career. Of course, Coach Ratliff with a 2023 championship. Coach Perkins with a 24-25. So this is the last 3 championships, and without a doubt, these are the top 2 teams right now in the 14th region.
Oh, absolutely, and both teams know that, and so they come with their game face on today. I kind of spoke to both coaches earlier, and
no cut up.
Yeah, they're here for business, both of them.
Tonight's officials will be behind home plate will be Tim Kugler, and at the base pass will be Mr. Brian Napier. Now for Letcher County Central, also on a 9-game winning streak, and Prairie Central on a 9-game winning streak. One of them's going home with a loss. Scarlett Stamper will be the pitcher. batting first. Addison Collier batting second. Kaylee Bentley batting third. Kelsey Bentley batting fourth. Fifth will be Katie Combs. Sixth will be Sarah Richardson. Seventh will be Anna Hatton. Leah Nicely will be eighth. Nine, Amara. She's going to whip me someday. Cook and Ambergy. And Stamper will be on the mound. This year's Stamper is 11-2 on the season with a 0.86 ERA. She has 163 strikeouts, 45 walks, and 1,391 pitches. She has given up 24 runs, 12 of those earned, with 53 hits.
You know, one of the things that stands out in my mind, both of us being former pitchers, an ERA of 0.86 is unheard of.
And, you know, when you look at her career stats, her ERA is 2.18 over, let's see, how many starts? 112 pitching times, 79 starts. So now for Perry County Central, well, like I said, Olivia Robinson, number 16, the third baseman, batting .524, will step in against Stamper. And, Mark, we're ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm excited because, like I said, this is perfect weather. We got a perfect storm brewing between the two top teams in the region, so this should be interesting.
It should very much be. And we'll see what kind of strategy of any of these two will play out. And playing straight away in the outfield, not real deep, is Letcher Central. Here comes the first pitch, and we're away, and it's going to be outside, ball one.
It appears that Stamper's going to try to work that outside corner with the power that this young lady has. That's probably a good thing.
And you cannot put it over the plate to Robinson because she will smack it. And there's going to be on the outside corner, that's going to be strike number one. 1-1 here. Thank you for joining us here on Hometown 24, your 40 years of local coverage of the teams in our coverage area. Next pitch, and that's going to be fouled straight back, 1-2.
Stamper's doing a good job of changing the speed every pitch. She's threw three pitches at three different speeds.
And, you know, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to change that eye, you know, just changing the eye levels each time. And here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that's going to be a swinging strike, and that's going to be the first out of the evening. And that will bring number 32, Josie Mullins, the second baseman, batting .333 to the plate.
You know, that was a great pitch for Stamper. I mean, she is ahead in the count, so she threw one up high and made her chase it.
And, you know, it's hard to go up there and get that thing above the numbers sometimes. That's going to be away, and that's going to be ball one. Mullins been playing second tonight instead of being the pitcher, and she's Coach Ratliff's number one pitcher. But Moberly, the freshman, I haven't seen her pitch. I'm interested in seeing what she can do. Here comes the second pitch, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 1-1.
You know, Mullins is no slouch with the bat either at .333.
Corner's right at even, and that's change up. It's going to be down, and that's going to be 2-1.
I don't know how she laid off of that.
That's that eye candy you talk about sometimes. But, you know, Mullins, the junior, plenty of experience. When you talk about her, she's got plenty of experience as well. For Coach Ratliff, swings through the pitch, and that's going to make it 2-2.
I noticed there she was looking towards the outfield. I don't think she was watching it all the way in.
I think you look for her to go to the opposite field into that center right gap, and that ball's going to be up, and that's going to run it full at 3-2. Once again, no wind whatsoever. Kind of cloudy, and it's probably good for the right fielder tonight, so they don't have to look into that sun like they did the other night when we were here for the Knott Central game.
Yeah, I've walked out on the field, and it's tough.
Got it on the handle. Nice job by Mullins fouling that one off. Glad it's a warm night, or that would have had Yellow Jackets in her hands. That pitch right on her, right on the nub almost.
Yeah, she did a great job just staying alive there.
Full count once again. Here we go. And that's going to be hit to the right side. Bentley will field it. 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. And Avery Ratliff, the catcher, will come up, and Avery batting .532.
Yeah. So far, the Cougars, they backing up their outfitters a little bit, but they're playing them all straight up. They're not shifting at all.
And you notice that with Ratliff, they moved back and left and center. There's the changeup, and that's going to be called strike on the outside corner. Ratliff, an outstanding hitter for a freshman. Of course, we did the game down at Hazard where Prairie Central came out on top. Ratliff with some big hits, another changeup. She didn't go for that. Had a smile on her face on that one, 1-1. She looked back over at Shepard and said, I didn't want any part of that one. 1-1. Here we go, and it's popped into the right field nicely. We'll put a beat on it, and that's going to be the third out, and that's going to be moving on to the bottom of the first where Letcher Central will come up to bat. Stay with us here on Hometown 24.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
For over a century, Bank of Heinemann has proudly served Knott County and the surrounding communities. They're your hometown bank, built on trust, service, and a commitment to their neighbors. With online banking, bill pay, and mobile deposit, they blend today's convenience with the personal service you've always known. Visit them on the Hyman Bypass or at the Holly Hills Shopping Center. Bank of Hyman, where tradition and trust still matter.
Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the first. Prairie Central on the top. No runs on no hits as we move to Letcher Central, and they'll start off with the pitcher, Scarlett Stamper, batting .397, followed by Addison Collier at .379, and Kaylee Bentley at .408. On the mound will be Caroline Moberly. She's 4-2, 9 games, 6 starts, 35.1 innings pitched, 46 hits, 28 runs, 18 earned runs, 5 walks, 29 strikeouts, and an ERA of 3.57.
You know, that's something I'd never seen before there, where they were warming up from first to third. The pitch and the throw from the third baseman almost collided midair. That would have been something else.
Getting ready for that bunt, aren't they?
Appears to be.
In the infield will be at third base will be Olivia Robinson. At second will be Josie Mullins. At short will be Michaela Shepard. At first base will be that was Emily Waddell. For some reason I wrote that down wrong.
Both of these teams have the top of their order or top of their lineups loaded.
Yeah, and you don't want to make a mistake. Prairie Central playing straight away in the gaps, pretty shallow. And here goes Mullins with a pitch, and it's going to be outside, ball 1.
And you can tell they know how Stamper hits because they're pitching outside. If they put it inside, that she can turn on it. She can pull it down that line.
Moberly rocks 1-0, and that's going to be on the corner, 1-1.
You know, when I look at this young lady's stats on the mound, she's got 5 base on balls this year, so she throws strikes.
Yep. And it comes right back at her with a 1-2 now.
And for a young player, that's a big deal to have a young player that's willing to put it out there and say, you guys back me up when they put it in play.
Well, and you know as well as I do, when you throw strikes and everything, your defense is ready to play. And evidently she's one of those people that throws a lot of strikes. And here comes the pitch, and Stamper held up on it, and that's going to be 2-2 now.
Again, like I said, Stamper, looking for the inside pitch, he wants to turn on it, I'm sure.
Here comes the 2-2, and that's going to be up, and that's going to run it full.
Their corners, they moved them up shallow about 3 or 4 steps inside the bag. With a full count, I don't think she's going to lay it on the ground.
And here comes the payoff pitch, and it's going to be up, and she's going to go down to first with the first base runner of the game. That will bring Addison Collier up, batting .379. Let's see if Coach Perkins kind of puts them in action a little bit with a little bit of a bunt as
Collier has good bat control, so very possible that she could take to a striker. She could lay it down at any time. She's a good contact hitter.
And you can see right away that they're coming in on the corners expecting maybe a bunt, but that's going to be high, and that's going to be ball 1.
That's kind of smart, but, man, that's living dangerously, stepping up her that close.
There's a reason it's called the hot corner. Here comes the 1-0, and that's going to be on the corner strike.
Nice pitch.
Stamper got a good secondary lead and might see something putting it in action right here.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see him do a hit and run in this situation.
Stamper 5 of 6 on the year, stolen base-wise, and that's going to be strike 2. Excellent pitch on the outer half.
So Collier's going to have to take it to the right side of the field on that pitch.
Coach Nance whispered something to Stamper. Let's see on the 1-2, and that's a line shot over top of the shortstop. It's going to bring it. Looks had a little trouble picking that up, and that's going to be a base hit for Collier. And that will bring up Bentley, who is batting .408 on the season.
Yeah,
a little bit of trouble right here for Prairie Central right off the bat.
Yeah, that pitch was on the inside half the plate, man, and Collier just powed it.
Caught too much of the plate when you're in that situation on a 1-2 count. Rock and throw, and it's going to be hit off the end of the bat, and that's going to be strike 1. You know, when you're looking at Moberly, she's got good speed on her rise ball and on her fastball. Nobody down, runners at second and first. Change up, and it's going to go to Robinson. She's going to step on the bag, throws it, and it gets away from the first baseman. On the first baseman.
Yeah.
And that's going to put Collier at third, and Bentley is going to advance to second on the era.
Yeah, that was a nice heads-up play, man. She grabbed the ball and stepped on the bag and had a good shot at turning two. The throw was there. They just couldn't come up with it.
So in the bat will be Kelsey Bentley batting .468. Got runners at second and third, and that's going to be a strike right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Yeah, that's what they're going to have to do with Bentley, keep the ball down low or keep it way out to the outside part of the plate.
Wasn't really sure if they were going to pitch right directly to her, but that showed right away, and that's going to be hit to the 3-4, and it's going to be a base hit. 1 run's going to be in. They're going to hold up Bentley, and that's going to be the first run comes in as Collier will score. Bentley at third and Kelsey Bentley at first with a base hit and the RBI. Nice job of hitting to the opposite field.
Yeah, and absolutely. And it's a nice play by your right fielder to get the ball in and hold that runner at third. Good heads-up play on both parts.
And you've got Katie Combs coming up, the senior, batting .364. Runners at first and third, got 1 out. Let's see if anything, if Coach Perkins puts the runners in motion here. And it's going to be a strike. And quickly, Ratliff got the ball back to Moberly, thinking that she may have gone.
Combs has a lot of speed, so I'll be surprised if she doesn't lay it down.
I think may have missed a signal there. Coach Nance was looking back to him, and that's going to be a nice pitch, swung through it, and it's going to be 0-2 now.
Great pitch. I mean, she just blew it right by her.
And, I love to watch the outfield. They're not growing roots. As soon as that ball is through, they're getting into a position for a possible throw, and that's going to be fouled off. Barely got a piece of that one.
Yeah, she's barely hanging on. And you're right. I've watched the infielders, outfielders, and everybody's moving on every pitch, and that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you don't grow roots, as the old saying goes. And the corner outfielders are moving toward the infield quickly. Here comes the pitch, the 0-2 with one down, and that's outside. That's a nice trying to get her to go after that outside pitch. 1-2.
Yeah, that was a good placement there by the pitcher. I mean, she doesn't want to give her anything really good, but at the same time, if she can get it out by getting them to chase a bad pitch.
And here's the 1-2, and it's right at the shortstop, and it's close. Shepard with a quick hands trying to catch Bentley off. Robinson got back to the bag on the line out, but it was a good hit just right at the shortstop.
Oh, yeah, they had it played perfectly. And I'm not sure that if she brings that throw in at third that it wouldn't have been a double play.
We'd have to go to the review, Mark, probably. Here we go, and that's going to be popped up. Is it going to stay in play? It hits the netting just barely. Sarah Richardson up, the shortstop, batting .232, and it would be a big-time hit for the Lady Cougars with 2 outs here.
And the Cougars actually got a break there by catching top of that fence because their catcher was sitting right under it.
And it was spinning back, and I thought it was going to be able to be a playable ball. Here comes the pitch, and another Richardson right on that one, and that will run it 0-2.
Yeah, it went over her head, dead center, so the timing was there. She just a little under it.
Let's see what Coach Ratliff comes up with right here for Moberly and see if might throw something off speed here. And it's hit down the right field line, and it's going to be foul.
Man, that was good idea. That she found the gap there, and it just a hair to the foul side.
Had a little bit of that screwball spin coming off the right-hander going that way, and let's see what Richardson comes up with here. And Moberly looks to come back and probably got a little bit too much of the plate once again at the 0-2. And there's the changeup. Or no, I don't believe that was a changeup.
I think she tried to throw it up high and get her to chase one there.
Just held on to it a little bit too long. 1-2 now. 2 outs. Runners at first and third. 1 run in for Letcher Central. There's the pitch, and it's going to be hit into that gap, and it's going to score 1, and then Richardson's going to 2. Is Bentley coming home? She is coming home. Here comes the throw, and she's going to get in there. So on the throw, Richardson is going to go all the way to third. 2 RBIs for Sarah Richardson on that shot into the right center gap.
Yeah, I mean, she just found that gap and drove the ball all the way to the warning track and then bounced off the fence. And she got some wheels, too. She's standing up with third with no problem.
Yeah, when she saw that throw going home, Coach Perkins had her moving to third and going to have a little bit of a powwow now at the pitcher's mound. But I think she's throwing, and you may have hit it on the nail when we were first talking about her, she probably doesn't throw enough balls. And sometimes you got to get them off the plate.
Well, absolutely, and that's what a lot of young players are making the mistake of doing. Like you said, I'm going to serve it up and let them hit it. And if you have a good team and you serve it up and let them hit it, you'll play the Pirates.
Yeah, and if it's up, the thing about it is, too, it's a nice job of hitting by Richardson, taking that outside pitch and hitting it into the gap. And now senior Anna Hatton will come up batting .241, 3 runs in, there's 2 down. Richardson on third base for Hatton, and Coach Ratliff and Moberly got to get out of here without another run.
Now,
it's going to be a strike.
Last year, Hatton had a interesting knack. In situations like this, she managed to come up with a big hit almost every time, and I nicknamed her Mighty Mouse because of that.
Comes the second pitch, and that's going to be inside 1-1. And the reason that Mark knows a lot about these, he did did a lot of these games last year. Every home game, didn't he?
Did every home game last year.
So he's an expert on Letcher Central. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be inside, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to move them around a little bit, and that's 2-1.
Well, it's just like we were talking about changing the speeds and stuff earlier. As a pitcher, you have to take control out there and keep them guessing, and I think she's decided to do that.
And that's going to be swung through, and that's going to be 2-2 here, trying to get off the field and get in there and bat some. 3 runs on 4 hits so far. Here comes the pitch, and it's down on the handle and fouled back. Stays 2-2.
Again, she was just able to foul it off and protect the plate there, but, man, she's pitching hard right now.
And as that comes, the sun comes out, and this is a wicked right field.
Absolutely.
Hit that ball up in the air, and that's hit back over top. The press box staying at 2-2 is Hatton in there fighting Moberly, and looks like she's going to look like she's trying to hit to that right side as well. So Mullins has got to be ready. Waddell's got to be ready for Prairie Central. Here comes the pitch, and it's hit to Mullins, and she'll throw her out, and that's a 4-3, and that'll be the third out of the inning, and we'll move on to the top of the second on Hometown 24.
My name is Emily, and I'm from Laurel County. When I was searching for a college, I wanted to find a place that felt like home and where I could make a difference. The moment I stepped on Alice Lloyd's campus, I knew this was where I belonged. There's a sense of community here and a focus on serving others that you can't find at other colleges. For me, it wasn't just about continuing education. It was about being a part of something bigger. Apply now to find your home at alc.edu.
Come right to the source and get the region's best basketball coverage. HT24 puts you right in the middle of the action, and it's free to watch on Facebook. Watch the state's most exciting basketball right here with HT24.
Welcome back to Letcher County Central. In the bottom of the inning, Letcher Central 3 runs on 3 hits and 1 runner left on base. As we move to the top of the second, Michaela Shepard batting .416 will lead off, followed by McKenna Fugit and Caroline Moberly.
And to look at Shepard, she doesn't look that strong, but she's got a good bat. You were talking about that earlier.
She's an outstanding athlete, and you do not want to miss the pitch to her, because if you do and she gets good wood on it, it's going to go. Here comes the first pitch, and that's going to be up.
These girls are showing a lot of patience on both sides. They're not chasing many bad pitches.
The first game they played, Shepard was 1 of 3, 2 RBIs, and one of those was a triple for Prairie Central. And there's a called strike. That's going to run at 1-1.
The Cougars are playing straight away. The corners are even with the bags, and everybody's in the outs in the outfield.
Here comes in there. It's lined, and the Hatton's going to stick with it. Little snow cone and brings it in on the line out.
She made it interesting, but she got the out just the same.
But still a good job of hitting by Shepard, lining that one straight away and had good wood on it. Up will come McKenna Fugit batting .394. And she's going to hit it in that right center gap. Nicely closing on it. Doesn't get to it. Cook cannot get to it. That's going to be 2 looking, and she's going to go all the way to third as the throw comes in. So a triple for McKenna Fugit.
Yeah, I think that was a lot of miscommunication. Both players was going after the ball and evidently didn't hear each other call it or something, because they almost collided and neither one was able to get their glove on the ball.
And you know as well as I do, when it's into that right center gap. If the center fielder can get it, they got to get it. And here comes Moberly, 441 on the season.
And, that alludes back to the sun being out now, so that makes it a lot harder out there in that right field.
Right, and that's one of those that's up in the air that you gets right in there, and that's fouled straight back by Moberly, 1-1. A big out for the Cougars coming up, or a big run coming up for Prairie County Central, trying to get back in the game after the 3 in the bottom of the inning by Letcher Central. Another one straight back. Moberly right on it, just missing it just a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. She's just barely under that one, but her timing was perfect, and she's wanting to try to get her team back on the scoreboard here and get back in this thing.
And to help herself out on the mound. 1-2, 1 down. Here comes the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, and that was a big-time strikeout by Stamper. And that's going to be her second strikeout on the afternoon and evening. And
she changed the speed up there and got her weight shifted forward. So it was a nice pitch.
Emily Waddell will step in, trying to get a big 2-out hit here, 273. And that's going to be away. Got to have, with 2-out hits, win you a lot of games.
Oh, absolutely.
Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be up. Good eye by Waddell, and that's going to run it 2-0.
Richardson kind of scooted in like she was expecting a bunch. She was going with the runner.
2-0, 2 down. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be on the outer corner, and that's going to be 2-1.
Yeah, that was a nice pitch. Stamper's been able to find that corner pretty steadily tonight.
And, as a left-hander, it's got a little bit different movement, as you well know. Mark being a left-hander. And that's down on the handle, and that's going to be fouled out of play, 2-2.
Yeah, according to science, us left-handers are the only ones in their right mind.
I don't know what scientists you've been going after, but...
they say the right side of the brain controls the left side of your body.
Here we go, 2-2, 2 down, and that's going to be up. Runs it full, 3-2. Waddell doing a piece here.
You can tell the sun now. Bentley at first base is using her hand to shield her eyes. So it's a problem.
It's going in and out, and you just don't know when it's coming in and out, and that's going to be fouled off. Is once again Waddell, nice job of hanging in there.
Yeah, we've had several batters on both teams have really, really had some good at-bats. They've fouled off several balls to be able to keep it alive.
And I noticed looking out there, Hatton does have sunglasses on, and nicely in right field has sunglasses. Here comes the pitch once again. Waddell keeping herself alive.
I'm glad that net's there because that ball got out of here in a hurry over that net.
Well, my trusty glove right here, I could have caught it. I doubt it. Here we go, and this has been a long at-bat for Waddell, and a lot of times the advantage goes to the batter once you've fouled off and seen that number of pitches. Let's see if she can bring home Fugit from third.
Yeah. Full count, 2 outs. This is the money pitch.
Yep, and here he comes. And that's going to be strike 3, and that's going to end the top of the second. And we'll take a break, and we'll be right back on Hometown 24.
No one likes an uninvited guest, especially when that guest is a potentially dangerous pest. So call Bluegrass Pest Management and let the pros take care of your problem. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, providing much-needed jobs to local people. With 3 locations in Hazard, London, and Hindman, they treat rats, mice, roaches, bedbugs, termites, and many more. Open Monday through Friday and now servicing all of Kentucky. Say goodbye to your uninvited guests today. Call Bluegrass Pest Management. TVS has made a commitment to bringing you the best channel lineups and most diverse video packages available. We are proud to introduce Broadband TV, our newest and most affordable video package yet. 48 of the most watched channels we offer, some new channels only available with this package, and over 300 of the best free ad-supported channels available, all for only $29.95.
Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the second, 3-0 Letcher County Central. Prairie Central with one hit, one player left on base in the top of the second. We'll have for Letcher Central, Nicely will come up, followed by Cook. Leah Nicely batting .296 on the season. Want to remind you to tomorrow night we will have what we call a doubleheader. It will be me and Brian will be at volleyball, Letcher Central at Prairie Central, and Jim and David will be doing baseball down at Linden Field, Prairie Central at Hazard.
Sun has popped back out, so it's going to be a challenge for the players in the outfield again.
And where it's going in and out, it makes for even a rougher opportunity because you just got to be ready. And as I look out there in right field, you can see that Watts has gotten her some sunglasses as well. And that's going to be hit the outside, nice backhand stab, and that's going to be 3 unassisted for the first out.
Nice grab. I mean, she never hesitated. She sprinted to the bag to make the play.
And she was playing shallow enough that she had plenty of time.
Yeah, if she had sat back and waited on it, and that's what a lot of players do, you got to charge that ball.
Right.
If you sit back and wait on it, you're giving that runner a chance to get down that line.
And you're ready for a rattlesnake to bite you, as the old saying goes. And straight back as Cook batting .246 is up.
They play their corner shallow on first and third base side, but the outfield is playing straight up.
That's all. And right at the shortstop, so quickly 2 down. And that will bring the top of the lineup up, and that will be Scarlett Stamper.
And, you know, the Commodores did exactly what they needed to do. They took care of the bottom of the order real quick, and hopefully they can close it out right here, or Mobley hopes so anyway.
Comes the pitch, and it's fouled away by Stamper. And Stamper walked the first time, got to second, and was forced out by Robinson at third base. And, you know, we mentioned about Moberly several times about being really, really accurate with her pitches. And Stamper led her to a walk, and that's going to be on the outer side, and that's going to be 1-1. I think Ratliff was waiting on whether or not that was going to be called strike 2 or not. She kind of looked back.
I think she looked at the catcher and said, "My bad."
Oh, and that's going to be back to the pitcher. Mobley will come up with it, and that's 1, 2, 3 on the Cougars, and that will lead us into the top of the third. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
Welcome back to the softball complex here at Letcher County Central. Quick inning that time for Prairie Central, getting off the field, getting their bats in there. And then Stamper will face, we'll face Godsey, and then we'll face Holiday. Godsey batting .367. Big shout out to Bumper Adams, former coach here at Letcher County Central. Karen K. Cottle, Shelley Cook Banks, Benita Creech, and her husband Greg Creech. It's his, I've already wished him a happy birthday. He does radio here for WXKQ.
And I noticed Jeff Potter's on there watching as well. So
we thank all those people. Yes, sir. Trying to go after it, and that's going to be fouled. Godsey trying to slap it or punch it over there in between Stamper and Collier. And tries to go that way again. Swings through it, 0-2. Big shout out to Ryan Farmer down in Hyden, Kentucky.
You know, if you can do that slap hitting like that, you got a big advantage if you got any speed.
And it's going to swing through it, doesn't hit and that's going to be a strikeout, and that will be the fourth strikeout on the evening for Stamper. And that will lead us to Molly Holiday batting .244 for Coach Ratliff.
You know, to be a good slap hitter, that's a good skill to have. I mean, it's hard to be moving and make contact as well.
And you got to stay in that box. But if you've got good speed, a guy looking down here in the bleachers, Freddie Brummett, used to do that a lot in slow pitch softball when he played for us. Here comes the pitch, and that's good eyes. It's going to go 2-0.
See more sunglasses out there now on the right side of the field because the sun is out bright.
You better. Here comes Stamper, 2-0, one out, and swings through it, does Holiday.
I'm surprised Blue don't have them on out there.
2-1, one down, 3-0, top of the third here at Letcher Central, and that's a strike on the outer half, and that's going to run it to 2-2. And that's what you were talking about earlier about Stamper hitting that outside corner several times. And
yeah, she even changed the speed there a little bit too, so give it that different look.
Here comes the 2-2, and she does a little fishing there, but Holiday elects not to go after it. It's going to be a full count. See Bentley warming up in the bullpen for Letcher County Central. Here comes the pitch, and it's down on the handle, fouled off.
One of the things that Stamper does, and I'm sure it's intentional, but she puts her foot on different parts of the rubber to help her with the placement of the ball, so it's kind of interesting the way she does.
Comes the full pitch again, and that's going to be down, and that's going to be a walk, and she threw it to the wrong dugout. Holiday did. And that will lead us up to the top of the order, and that'll be Olivia Robinson, who struck out in the first inning.
Yeah, Robinson had such a good batting average. We're expecting her to get a contact here.
Well, rarely have I seen her even miss a pitch with a long strike out. So, and that's going to be strike one.
You know, these batters are being real picky about what pitches they swing after and stuff, and that's showing a lot of respect to pitchers on the mound.
And that's going to be hit her in the box and come up, and that's going to be 0-2. And I think I mentioned Amberg for Letcher Central. I think I might have said Bentley a while ago.
Garden, the base.
Oh, and here comes the pitch, and that's a riser that rose a little bit too much, 1-2.
Yeah, which that was a good idea to, waste a pitch there to see if she could get her to chase it.
Here we go, 1-2. And there it's down, and it's going to be a nice catch.
Beautiful catch in foul territory.
And that's going to be 2 down on the catch.
That's a good heads-up play on the runner to make sure she's back there on the base.
And Coach Perkins is coming to the mound, and I think he is going to have a change. And he is, and that's going to be Bentley's going to come, and we're going to make a change too, and we're going to take a break while she's warming up, and when we come back, we'll talk about Bentley on the mound. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
Tucked deep within the rolling hills and ancient ridgelines of the Appalachian Mountains, Eastern Kentucky is a place where heritage runs deep and community runs deeper. Known for its coal mining legacy, bluegrass traditions, and fiercely proud people, this region tells a story of resilience, creativity, and quiet beauty. I'm going to take you along with me as I visit some different counties of Eastern Kentucky and explore what all this amazing region has to offer. Hi, I'm Rebecca McCauley, and this is Bluegrass and Backroads.
Hey, it's Kristen from Appalachian Wireless. Spring has arrived in the mountains, and it's time to do a little spring cleaning, starting with your phone. At Appalachian Wireless, you can get up to $800 off select smartphones with qualifying plans, or take part in our new discount savings program. And for those who realize you need a carrier that actually cares about you, bring your number and enjoy up to 6 months of free service. So hop on in and visit us in one of our many retail locations today, or visit us on the web at AppalachianWireless.com, because we are your neighbors, and this is your network. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
If you're looking for a convenient pharmacy location with a friendly, caring staff, look no further than Heinemann Pharmacy, located inside the new Heinemann Primary Care Center. Our pharmacy is open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 6:30, but always stays open until the last patient is seen. Whether you need to pick up your refills in our drive-thru, need a favorite medicine for your little ones, or something to feel better after a visit to the clinic, the Heinemann Pharmacy inside Primary Care has got you covered. Located at 425 Heinemann Bypass, call the Heinemann Pharmacy at 785-0513.
My name is Isabella, and I am from Madison County, Kentucky. Instead of choosing a larger university, I chose to attend Alice Lloyd College because I wanted a more personal college experience. The small class sizes provide a close relationship between students and professor that isn't possible at any other university. ALC is more than a place to learn, it is a place to grow, serve, and lead. Learn more at alc.edu.
Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, Little Flower Clinic, Quantum Healthcare, and East Kentucky Chiropractic, offering medical, dental, pediatrics, chiropractic, behavioral health, women's health, rheumatology, mat program, x-ray, and transportation. Little Flower Clinic Rheumatology, Dr. Travis Sizemore and Brianna Cornitz, treating autoimmune disorders such as lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, and more. 487-9505. Kentucky Mountain Health Alliance Incorporated, your medical home in the mountains.
Kelsey Bentley on the mound, and its balls hit the hat, and then she's going to throw it for the force out at second. And we'll talk about a little bit of Kelsey Bentley when we come back, and we're going to take another break. That ends the top of the third, and we'll move to the bottom of the third. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
Hi, my name is Heidi Hoffensperger from Hoffensperger Law Office.
Debt can feel overwhelming. The calls, the letters, the constant pressure, it's hard to see a way forward. You're not alone. The law office of Heidi Hoffensperger has helped countless people through their bankruptcy, giving them a fresh start and a chance to rebuild. Bankruptcy isn't the end.
The legal world can be a very, very difficult and complicated world, and I don't want that for my clients.
Call today and let Heidi help you with this new beginning. Hometown Pharmacy of Hazard is here to meet all your prescription and healthcare needs. Pharmacist Darren Smith and the experienced staff provide fast, reliable service with the professionalism you expect. With friendly service and a commitment to quality care, Hometown Pharmacy is proud to serve the Hazard community every day. Ask about their new app. Hometown Pharmacy of Hazard, quality care, professional service right here in your community.
Welcome back, and after the inning, getting the final out by Kelsey Bentley. Kelsey Bentley's 3-2 on the season with a 6.22 ERA, and as we move to the bottom of the third, it'll be Addison Collier who had the base hit and scored a run in the first inning for the Cougars.
You know, man, that's one of the things that I've noticed now. the overcast is over with. It bluebird skies, and man, these kids are all shading their eyes and wearing sunglasses.
And that sun's getting a little bit lower in the sky, which means there's more balls that's going to be affected if you hit that ball to the right side of the infield, outfield. And Collier hits it to left field, and that's going to be over top of the head of the left fielder. Going for two, Shepard's going to throw it in there, and she's going to come up with a double. So 2 for 2 is Collier.
And that was very little breeze, if any at all. If there'd been wind blowing out, that ball was gone.
Yeah, Godsey for a minute read it, didn't open up quick enough, thought it might have not been hit as deep as it was, and she ran it down, got it back in. So nice beginning for the Cougars as Bentley will come in, who had a fielder's choice in last time, and she's going to hit one in the left center and going to run it down. No, they do not get to it, and that's going to be coming down for a base hit. Collier coming in, long throw. Thought about it, but Bentley is going to go. She's caught in no man's land, was able to get back to second. So an RBI double that time for Bentley as Collier will come in to make it 4-0. And Bentley didn't waste any time on that first pitch, Mark.
Oh, absolutely not. Got to give a shout out there to Mobley for backing up home plate there and being able to keep that runner back at second.
And in steps Kelsey Bentley, who had the RBI on the base hit to the opposite field. That's going to be down, ball one.
Both of these teams are fundamentally sound, so that lets you know why they're two of the top teams in the region.
Well, and you're talking about two of the best coaches in the mountains along the 14th region. And that's going to be hit deep, and let's see if it's got the carry. It doesn't. That was going to be a home run taken away that time. She had it out there, and Fugit was able to rise above that fence and take the home run away. So one down as Kaylee Bentley will advance on the tag to third base.
She wasn't able to bring that other ball down, but she robbed her that time.
And that was a nice job of feeling the warning track, getting back, putting her shoulder and her hip to that fence and reaching up and taking it away. And, you know, when you said no wind, as I look up, it's kind of a crosswind. May have held it up just a little bit.
May have held it up enough for her to get under it, but nice play. I mean, really nice play. That ball was gone.
In other words, saved a run.
Oh, saved two.
Well, 2 runs. So on the advancement, Bentley's on third as Coach Ratliff had a little discussion with all his infield. Was being real adamant and does an outstanding job for the Lady Commodores. And in will step Katie Combs, who lined out to Shepard in the first inning. And it's hit down the third base, and it's going to be an overthrow. It's going to be an error, and Bentley's going to score. Combs is going to go to second. She's going to go to third. She changes gears, goes in, and thought she might have come off, but official Napier right on it, and she's going to go all the way to third base. So Robinson with a high throw comes in, allows Bentley to score on the fielder's choice. RBI for Katie Combs.
Yeah, you know, hit a fielder's choice in the infield and get on third. That's a testament to her speed.
Yeah, and you saw her change gears between second and third, and good throw might have gotten her. Richardson will step in, have the double to the opposite field, and that's going to be the other way, and it's down on the handle, strike one.
That was a nice inside pitch. Man, she just turned on it and pulled it foul.
That's when you know you're really hitting the ball well, is when you take the outside pitch and hit it opposite, and you take the inside pitch and pull it. You know you're right on the dot with it. And it's going to be down the line. It's going to be foul ball as Robinson picks it up in foul territory. 5-0, 0-2, one out here. We're in the bottom of the third, and the wind's picking up a little bit more up this holler. And, you know, you've been here enough to know that it can cause some little bit of trouble. Moberly rocks and fires. Nice pitch on the inner half. And that's going to be 1-2.
Yeah, as the sun starts going down and the temperature starts to change a little bit, the wind in this hollow picks up big time.
1-2 count. Richardson trying to get that runner in, and that's going to be strike 3 called. That's going to be 2 down. That's going to be Moberly's first strikeout, and a big-time strikeout with 1 out with a runner at third. So now 2 down, and then we'll step Hatton, who grounded 4-3 in the to end the first inning. Straight back foul.
Man, I tell you what, their first baseman is probably 10 foot in front of the bag. She's really shortening up that side of the field for Hatton.
And we've seen that she can really Waddell can really, she did the backhand and got an out from that. That's going to be a bunt by Hatton. Robertson comes up with it. Nice throw, and it will be 5-3, and that'll be the third out of the inning. And when we come back, we'll move to the top of the fourth, 5-0. Letcher Central. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
TVS Mobile is here. Mobile service from the broadband provider you already know and trust. Powered by the nation's most reliable network. TVS is your #1 choice when you need to stay connected. With mobile plans to suit any budget and any situation, and phones from your most trusted brands. Go to tgtvsmobile.com today and see how TVS can keep you connected. The choice is yours. The time is now. TVS Mobile.
For more than a century, we have stood by the people of Hazard and Eastern Kentucky. Now we begin a new chapter with a new name. People's Bank and Trust Company is now PBT Bancorp. Our look may be new, but what matters stays the same. The same local faces, the same personal service, the same commitment to your goals. PBT Bancorp is here to help you grow, plan, and build for the future. PBT Bancorp, preparing for a better tomorrow.
Welcome back as we move to the top of the fourth here on Hometown 24. We want to thank the Bank of Hyman, ARH. I want to thank all of our sponsors. Alice Lloyd College, who sponsors our player of the game. Hometown Pharmacy of Hazard, Double Quick, BBT Bank Corp, Kentucky Farm Bureau, Mark Wright, Letcher County Agent, Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky, Mountain Health Alliance, Appalachian Wireless, Bluegrass Pest Management of Hazard and Hyman, Law Offices of David Johnson, Hazard Perry County Tourism. Sound like Ryan Lemon there for a minute. I'm tongue-tied. Kelsey Bentley mentioned 36 innings pitched, 49 hits, 42 runs, 32 earned runs, 9 walks, 28 strikeouts, 498 pitches, and this is her 10th game as pitcher. And fouled straight back as Ratliff, who flew out to right field in the first inning. Bentley got the last out there in the top of the third. Pitch down, and that's going to be 1-1.
Bentley just comes after you. I mean, she's going to serve it up. You're going to hit it or set down one or the other most of the time. She doesn't do the finesse pitching as much as the heat.
And right back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. Nice job by Ratliff, hitting it right back through the box.
Nice shot. That's a hit in almost any situation.
Bumper Adams with some basketball news for us. I didn't even want to look at it, but I figured it was true. Stokes to Kansas, and McBride, I said McBride to Kentucky. Stokes, you can wear your Nike stuff in your locker room. No, Adidas. There's going to be the first pitch, and that's going to be a strike for Shepard, who lined out to Hatton, who did the Barnum and Bailey circus act with a juggle to make that out. Ratliff with a nice lead, and right to Richardson. She's going to throw all the way across for the first out. Probably the smart play.
Yeah, That was a good heads-up play. By having the hit and run on, that kept them out of getting the lead runner and possibly a double play.
Right, and Ratliff can really scoot. Fugit will come up. Fugit had the ball that was hit into right center for the triple. We've got one out here, and Ratliff had advanced to second here, trying to get something on the board. And that's going to be strike one.
Yeah.
And Bentley's come in, Mark, and really has thrown strikes.
Yeah, the Cougars put a little shift on that time. The first baseman charged him, and second circled around to cover first base. So,
and you can see that Cook in center field is playing in the right center gap a little bit more. Maybe Fugit is prone to hit that outside pitch that way. And it's going to be hit to Richardson. She don't think about it, throws it away over there, and that's going to bring home a run. And Fugit's going to go to second.
You know, that was a sharply hit ball, and Richardson felt it pretty good, but just an errant throw there, and Commodores made them pay for it.
And they go on the board now, 5-1. And you never know, a play like that can get you into the game with your bats, and even your dugout starts getting into it a little bit. Moberly will come up. She struck out the first time, pitches up.
Yeah, you know, softball is a game of momentum, and one play like that can turn it around and everybody start hitting.
And that's right back, and it's going to be deflected off of Bentley to Hatton, and she's going to throw it out. So that's that 1-4-3, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. And if Bentley doesn't get a leg, was it a leg?
Yeah.
Then that's going to be a base hit. So that's the luck of the draw sometimes.
And Bentley has an old soul because she's yet to reach down and rub that shin where that ball hit.
She's old school. And that's going to be a strike on Waddell, who struck out in the second inning. A big two-out hit here would plate another one for Prairie Central, a much-needed run. And it's going to be hit out of play, and that's going to run at 0-2. And Bentley bearing down here, trying to keep that second run from crossing the plate.
Yeah, the Commodores don't have to get all the runs back this inning, but they got a perfect opportunity right now to cut into it.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and it's going to be up 1-2, trying to change the eye level. Here comes the pitch, and that's going to be up as well and in 2-2. Shout out to Martha Whitaker tuning in. Catherine Fugit. And you were right. That was an awesome play. And that's going to be a nice two-out hit right there, and that's going to plate the run as Waddell comes up with an RBI. And like you said, Mark, you play one at a time and you start gaining some momentum, and that will bring Godsey, who struck out in the third inning.
Yeah, like I said, you never know, and especially if you can get a rally going on the lower part of the lineup, it usually carries over to your top part.
Bentley eyes the catcher's mitt, and goes through it, and that's going to be strike one.
You know, you had them charging at third base. If she can poke that by that third baseman, they can run for a while.
And there's that little bit late on it, and it's going to be 0-2. And, you know, Mark, if you see a slap hitter doing that, are you going to throw that thing on the outer half?
Nope.
So look to see whether or not Combs and Bentley will come up something on the inner half to keep her from hitting in that direction. And that's up 1-2. Bentley trying to get the Lady Cougars into the dugout, and Godsey trying to continue the momentum that Prairie Central has gathered here in the top of the fourth.
You know, a lot of these girls have the coaches that call the pitches for them.
And I think she went, and she did go, and that's going to be a strikeout, and that's going to end the fourth inning for the Prairie Central Commodores. And when we come back, we'll move to the bottom of the fourth. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
When financial challenges threaten your future, you need clear guidance and proven solutions. Call Keisha Caldwell Feltner, Bankruptcy Express. Trusted legal experience to help you take control. From stopping creditor actions to protecting your assets. Keisha and her staff deliver efficient, reliable representation focused on results. With flexible payment options, getting the help you need is more accessible than ever. Keisha Caldwell Feltner, Bankruptcy Express. Professional service, practical solutions. The fresh start you deserve.
Introducing WTVE TV Everywhere from TVS, the new way to watch your favorite shows, live channels, and on-demand content wherever you go. On your phone, your tablet, or your laptop, whether you're at home, on the road, or maybe somewhere you might not want to be. And the best news, TV Everywhere is already part of every TVS video plan. Sign up today for TVS and get access to your favorite content, including live college sports everywhere. Visit tvscable.com or call 606-785-3450.
Welcome back to Letcher County Central High School, 5-2, bottom of the fourth. Prairie Central with 2 runs on 2 hits, on 1 error and 1 left on base, and renewed spirit for Prairie County Central now. Let's see if Moberly can mow them down 1, 2, 3 and continue that momentum. Leah Nicely will come up. She hit the ball in that's the backhand that was made by Waddell in first out. She hits it opposite side. Mullins knocks it down, but Nicely's going to make it, and that's going to be a base hit.
You know, if you watch Nicely bat, going to that opposite field, she gets the hands through first and makes great contact. I mean, nice piece of hitting.
So leads off, and Coach Perkins is coming down to Mr. Tim Kugler, and I think he may have a change coming up. And evidently Nicely is going to so Lauren Richardson, number 6, will be the pinch runner.
Yeah.
I think Lauren is what, a
8th grader at Neon.
I thought she was an 8th grader.
She has pretty good wheels, great athlete, and has been playing softball for quite a few years.
It's funny to say that when they're 8th grader, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So runner at first, nobody down, and Cook, who lined out to Shepherd, takes one up.
It's funny when you see these kids out here, especially the ones that you know their parents and remember them as being a good athlete as well.
That shows you're old too, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
Swings through it 1-1.
But think about how many Olingers have went through the system that we've watched play and stuff. And I mean, they're just unbelievable how they pass that trait on and on.
Cook gets under it a little bit. Godsey is going to get under it, and she'll get it in. And that's going to be 1 down.
I think Reynolds was going to go there, and Coach held her back up because he looked over at Coach Perkins and said, "My bad."
And in will step Stamper, who has walked and had a 1-3 for.
Now the wind blowing the way it is now. If they pitch her inside, she's liable to take it park.
And just there it went, and there's the pitch, and it looked like she was trying to take it outside.
Yeah, she did a good job pitching her on the outside, and she was going to take it that way. But look at the flag right now in between pitches. It's standing out straight, and that's what I'm saying. If she can, being a left-hander and it blowing that direction, ball should carry for her.
0-1 pitch, and that's going to be down. Nice job by Ratliff keeping the ball in front of her. 1-1.
Both of the catchers have done a good job keeping the ball in front of them. I don't think we've had a pass ball this
We
game.
have not had a wild pitch or a pass ball, as I recall. I don't have it written down if I do. And that's going to be perfectly placed. Robinson and Waddell cannot come up with it. Richardson is going to advance to second, and nice job. I didn't think Robinson had any kind of chance on it.
Actually, the Commodores got a break there. Shortstop went to second to cover second, and there's nobody at third, but having the young pinch runner, she didn't advance. So
runners at first and second, one out. 2 infield hits so far for Letcher Central in this inning. That's going to be away and brings in a hot hitter right now, 2 for 2.
She hits it.
Lady Cougars trying to get those 2 runs back that they gave up in the top of the inning. There's the pitch. Nice pitch by Moberly. Looked like to me that Collier, if their front buttons were all the way down, she'd have busted every one of them trying to hit it over the fence. 1-1, 1 down. Moberly winds. And it's going to be on the outside. I thought it was going to be a strike. 2-1.
Yeah, that was a good location for that pitch, no matter what the call.
Collier showing good patience. Here comes the pitch, and it's going to be up 3-1. Now Collier got 2 to choose, and you're doing zone hitting. If it's in your zone, you hit it, and if it's not, you let it go.
Absolutely. And right here, Mobley, as a pitcher, has to come and get her. There's nowhere to put her.
And there is into the gap, and she's going to go 3 for 3. It's all the way to the wall, and that's going to score Richardson. Stamper is getting to be held up, and that's going to be the second double of the night and the RBI as well for Collier. So 3 hits in this inning and moves it to 6-2 Letcher Central.
And Collier's had, like you said, the hot bat tonight. She's hit the ball hard every time up there.
Yeah.
And been able to find the gap every time.
And now Bentley will come up and looking. Ratliff looks over and says, "Do we want to walk her?" And it might be an unintentional intentional.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be outside.
A lot of conversation between the catcher and the coach over in the dugout.
And that's straight back, and that was a good cut that time by Bentley. 1-1.
Yeah, they pitched her to the outside, and she went after it.
Bentley with a double and a fielder's choice. Thank you for joining us on Hometown 24. That's ball outside. If you're on your deck, sitting back, watching your TV outside or watching your phone, we appreciate you greatly. Or your iPad or whatever you watch it on.
Even if you're sitting in a recliner eating a bologna sandwich, watching it on the big screen.
And straight back. And that's going to be 2-2. Once again, 1 down. Base hit here will score 2 more for Letcher Central, probably. Moberly trying to get out of this inning with 1 down. Change up, and it's going to be hit into the gap, and that's going to score 2. And Bentley's going to go to second, and the throw is not going to be there, and that's going to be 2 more runs plated, and it will make it 8-2 Letcher Central. 2 RBIs on the double for Kaylee Bentley.
The Cougars have hit the ball well tonight. I mean, even the ones that the Commodores have made nice plays on has been hit hard. So both teams have made good contact.
Kelsey Bentley coming up with a single and a fly out in her 2 at-bats. Also with an RBI.
And she's going to tell her sister, I'll show you how to do this.
And, that becomes contagious when you do start hitting those balls in gaps. You're hitting it from the left center gap to the right center gap. And I'm sure if you're talking to Coach Perkins, that's what he wants him to, instead of trying to get that angle where you're hitting a home run, if you hit it that way, if you got the strength, you're going to hit a home run regardless.
Oh, yeah, just old school. Hit it where they ain't.
And that's going to be popped into right center. And there's the catch, and the throw is Bentley will come into third on the fly ball to the outfield, and that will be 2 down. Bentley will advance, of course, like I said, to third.
Back when we played, they'd call that a can of corn.
Big can of corn. I hit a lot of can of corns in my day. Katie Combs, who has lined out and reached on a fielder's choice and ended up at third, if you recall, in the third inning. Combs hits it straight back.
She had good timing. I mean, it was definitely straight back. I mean, to a almost to the degree.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for tuning in, Anthony Lewis and Molly Beth Caudle. And that's going to be outside, and that'll be 1-1. Thank you for tuning in on the Hometown 24. Manus Blair with Mark Young coming in from the bullpen.
I see Cassie Ray Steppers watching as well.
That's going to be on the corner called strike, and that'll be 1-2. One and two, trying to keep that run from scoring at third base is Moberly. Trying to get back into that dugout, and Combs is going to hit it straight away. Gottsi's going to snare it, and that will be 3 outs. And with those 3 outs, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll move on to the top of the field. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
Brain health affects how we think, learn, and live. When it is ignored, the impact spreads into our classes, our friendships, and even our stability. It affects our families, communities, and even our ability to afford basic needs. But prevention can stop the chain. Sleep, hydration, movement, connection, and asking for help can protect our minds.
Introducing Multiview from TVS. The same video service you already know and trust. Now watch up to 4 programs at the same time, including college sports.
He jackhammered it in on the fly.
With an easy-to-understand menu, Multiview is just a click away. Don't miss a second of the action, no matter when it's happening. Video when you want it, how you want it, from TVS.
Welcome back to Letcher County Central as the Lady Cougars puts a 3 spot up in the 4th inning to make it 8-2. And this is the 39th meeting between these two since the inception of Letcher Central. And Prairie Central has a 21-17 lead. So you would imagine that 2 fine programs like this would be very close in that, once again, the 39th meeting.
Not being that far from each other, it's evidently that they're going to play each other, but even more important than that, 2 of the top programs in the region, and I actually expected it to be closer than that.
Because you can't get much closer than that.
With these 2 teams, you never know.
Oh, yeah. And once again, have Bentley on the mound, and start off will be Holiday, who walked in her first bat. And that's going to be down, and that's going to be ball 1.
The sun no longer is an issue, man. It sits down behind the mountain top over there.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're good.
Okay. 1-0, and Holiday late swing hits it down the right field line out of play. 1-1. It's been a wonderful night to play softball.
Oh, it's been a beautiful night. It's not been too hot. It's not been too cold. Just a little breeze.
If you can have this for district and regional play, it would be awesome. And I also found out that Letcher Central will be hosting the softball from Coach Perkins. And that's going to be 2-1. Of course, the regional will be at Breathitt County High School, and Hometown 24 will be bringing that to you. And that's going to be swinging through it, strike 2. And I hope and pray it ain't too hot, and I hope and pray that we have really good weather. 4 games on Saturday, 2 games on Monday, and a championship on Wednesday. That's Memorial Weekend. That's going to be inside, and that'll run it full 3-2.
You know, I'm excited because of the facilities that these kids have now. Instead of playing in a pasture or a garden or wherever we had to play back then.
Oh, nice. Ambergy with a backhand stab and with 3 unassisted. Yes, I've played in some really tough places to play softball and baseball. So,
yeah, I can remember playing baseball in high school, and they called timeout to let the train go through the center field at Dorton.
If Jerry Bentley is tuning in, he knows what you're talking about. 1 down, and that will move to Robinson, who is 0 for 2 tonight.
She's definitely due.
Back to Bentley, snags it, and we'll throw her out on the 1-3, and it will be 2 down. So 2 quick outs for the Lady Cougars, and then we'll step Mullins, who is 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and fielder's choice. So Mullins trying to get going too. First pitch, and it's right back up through the box, and Hatton unable to get to it. Base hit for Mullins.
She's trying to get something started here before it's too late, and like I said, that was great contact. She just drove it up through the box.
Right, and when you've got 3 and 4 coming up, right now is the time for Prairie Central to get back in this game.
Potentially one swing could cut into the lead real quick.
And when you mention that, Ratliff is definitely capable of that, and she is 1 for 2. Had the nice base hit into right field in the 4th inning. That's going to be a strike. Oh, excuse me, ball.
Breeze is blowing a little bit to your right now, so you should make that ball tail if you get it in the air out there.
And that's going to be right in the same place, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Mullins is going to step on third, and she's going to come all the way in for the run. So RBI double by Ratliff, and scores the 3rd run of the game for the Lady Commodores. RBI number 1 for Ratliff, and that will bring up Shepard, who is 0 for 2, and there goes the runner number 13 for Prairie County Central. Mark, you got who number 13 is? I didn't hear.
Cameron Eversole.
Cameron Eversole. And it looks like it will be a pinch runner instead of a, which that is the catcher. It might be just a courtesy runner. So courtesy runner for Avery Ratliff, and Ratliff can really run. Nice hit by Shepard, and throw's going to come to second. Throw's coming home, and she is going to be out. A perfect throw by Richardson to Combs, and that will end the inning with the 3rd out. And with that being said, we'll move on to the bottom of the field. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance helps protect more than 474,000 Kentucky families and businesses. Many of our members have been with us for years, even decades. Perhaps it's because of the competitive rates or our unmatched service. Or maybe the biggest reason is they know they can count on Kentucky's insurance company to be there when it matters. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
This isn't just wrestling. This is war. Hard-hitting action. Non-stop excitement. The best athletes in the game leaving everything in the ring. AMW Showdown, the #1 wrestling show in the Southeast on Hometown 24. New rivalries, explosive returns, one ring, no mercy. Tune in Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. only on Hometown 24. Feel the power of AMW Showdown.
Welcome back to Letcher County Central, Bank of Hyman softball game of the week. Tomorrow we will have two games. Brian and I will be at Prairie Central for the Letcher Prairie Central volleyball match, and David and Jim will be at Hazard for the Prairie Central at Hazard baseball match at C.C. Linden Field, and it's a nice renovation of the baseball and softball fields down there. And you were talking, Mark, about that, and it's just so good these kids have wonderful places to play.
Yeah, I want to give a shout-out to Kim Breeden that's watching us as well there. So we appreciate all the support that people have.
Oh, yeah. That ball's down. Richardson with that laser throw to Katie Combs at home to plate the third one, and that's going to be through the 5-6 gap with a base hit, and that's going to be the second base hit for Richardson to lead the inning off.
And with that strong arm, she's also got good speed, so that's not good news for the Commodores to have a leadoff hitter with some wheels under.
Anna Hacken comes up, tried to bunt her way on, and Robinson with a nice play that last time to throw her out at first. 0 for 2 on the and again, Robinson's going to pick it up, and it's going to be a throw. Richardson's going to go first to third, and that's going to be, she's in safe. There's the wheels you were talking about. And that was a quick first to third, and a sacrifice by, bless you, sacrifice for Hatton, and that's going to be one down. And Leah Nicely, who had a base hit that last time into the 4-3 gap.
The Commodores catcher went all the way to third to cover third. Nice heads-up play. Had it not been so close, there was nobody at home.
Yeah, and in that situation, the pitcher's got to be covering home, or the first baseman after that throw it's going to be a race going from first base, third base, both of them heading home, and could have picked up a run right there. That's going to be on the outside, and that's 1-1. Nicely 1 of 2.
Yeah, she had a nice hit earlier.
Yeah, she took that ball like you were talking about and hit it to the right side, and that's going to be popped up, and that's going to be a call and out by Shepard, and that will be 2 outs. Cook will come up, who is 0 for 2. Lined out to short and flew out to left field.
Shepard covered a lot of ground very quick there, man.
She's like a gazelle.
With those big, long legs, she was over on the first base side of second.
Right in, and you could see that she was calling for the ball as well. And that's going to be popped up, and Robinson will call it, and then that will be the third out of the inning, and we'll move on to the top of the 6th. Stay with us on Hometown 24.
This isn't just wrestling. This is war. Hard-hitting action. Non-stop excitement. The best athletes in the game leaving everything in the ring. AMW Showdown, the #1 wrestling show in the Southeast on Hometown 24. New rivalries, explosive returns, one ring, no mercy. Tune in Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. only on Hometown 24. Feel the power of AMW Showdown.
This is News 12.
Since 1985, Hometown 24 has been serving this community with local programming produced by local people.
Hornet's going to air it out. He's got a man out here. Linden caught it to 45.
Using the latest video technology to bring you the news, sports, and local events that matter to you.
First on your Hometown News tonight.
I'm Harold Mullins, and thanks for joining us.
40 years is a long time in Eastern Kentucky. Here's to 40 more.
Welcome back to, as we were talking in the press box here a little bit. If you've never been to Letcher Central up here at softball, you've got all good places to watch the game, including the left field and the outfield area. And, we were talking about facilities. If it does come a big rainstorm down at Breathitt, Wolf County's got turf now.
Wow.
Wolf County has got turf, and so it's not going to rain out. It may be moved. But, and everybody, in order to host the regional, you're supposed to have a tarp. And I think you were a part of that back in the days when you were here, that part of the recommendation was by the policy board was that you had to have a tarp if you were going to host the regional, not necessarily for the district, but for the region. As we go to the top of the sixth, Fugit will come up. Fugit one of two. Scored a run in that fourth inning. That's down, ball one.
That's the first bad pitch we've actually seen, and she just lost control of it when she come around and dribbled it down to the
It might have been trying to throw a drop there just a little bit. It might have dropped a little bit too much. But that's how you get things. You have to go work on a ground ball, and up with it was Collier, and that's going to be a 5-3 for out number one. And that will bring Moberly, who is 0 for 2 on the evening.
I'm watching that play. It went real smoothly and stuff. If you sit and look back, almost all of the plays by both teams on the infield has been flawless.
Yeah.
A couple
just dropped one or two right there at first, but other than that, it's been a pretty routine plays. It's been outs. And speaking of that, back to Bentley, and it'll be a 1-3 by Moberly, and that'll be 2 quick outs. And Prairie Central down to 4 outs now. They've got to have something going here as Waddell will step in. 1 of 2 had a base hit in that fourth inning with an RBI.
I noticed Bentley protected that shin with the glove this time.
Yeah. As my old college coach would say, charge it. Well, he'd say it a lot louder than that. I can't do that on TV. Here we go. Waddell trying to get something going with 2 down. That's going to be outside. Ball one. Prairie Central's next game will be Thursday at Lawrence County High School. Swung through that one, did Waddell, 1-1.
And she absolutely took a rip at it, though.
Letcher County Central will be playing Central Wise right here tomorrow. Weather a little bit more, what should I say, a little bit not as nice tomorrow expected. Hopefully both teams can get practice and games in. That ball is going to be up, and that's going to be 2-1.
When I was looking at the schedules for the rest of the season for both these teams, they're playing the tournament down the road, the same tournament together, so they're liable to see each other there as well. But they play some tough games, getting themselves ready for the postseason.
Well, you know as well as I do and everybody out there, if you've got to play the best teams to be ready for tournament time. 2-2, and that's going to be inside. Nice eye by Waddell, and that's going to run it full. It's full all the way around. 3-2, 2 outs. Bentley trying to go right at her right here, try to get off the field. And
the old saying, steel sharpens steel. You got to be a better team, you got to play better teams.
You're exactly right. And here comes the full count pitch. And it's off the nub, and Collier's going to snare it, and that will be 3 down. And once again, we'll move on to the bottom of the 6th. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
Great communities attract talented people to live, work, and raise their families. We're committed to delivering future-proof broadband so our friends, families, and neighbors can live rich lives in smart rural communities across America. Your community is our community. We're your rural broadband partners. You do great things. We make great things possible.
Spring has sprung in the mountains, and that means it's the perfect time to upgrade your device and your savings with Appalachian Wireless. Right now, you can get the new iPhone 17e, the iPhone 17, or the Samsung A17 on us when you choose a qualifying plan, or take advantage of up to $800 in device savings on select devices. And here's the best part for our new customers. Port your numbers to Appalachian Wireless and get up to 6 months of free service. So don't wait. Spring into savings today, or visit us online at AppalachianWireless.com, because we are your neighbors and this is your network. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the sixth. Letcher Central up 8-3. Moberly still on the mound for Coach Ratliff. And for Letcher County Central will be 1-2-3. Scarlett Stamper will lead off. Had an infield hit last time. 1 of 3, scored 1 run.
And according to the flag out in center field, there's absolutely no breeze at all right now, man. It's just dead air.
The only breeze is coming from the left side to the right side in this press box right now. Don't want any jokes from anybody out there in television, Facebook, and YouTube land. There's the pitch, and Stamper will hit it to and it will go through the wicket of Mullins. That's going to be an E4.
And I think I pulled a Brian Johnson. I bragged on how good a defense and jinxed him.
You did. And her chin just come up. You know, you were always taught to keep that chin glove out in front, and her chin just come up ever so slightly, and the ball goes through her legs. And Stamper on first now, and Collier, who is 3 of 3 tonight, 2 doubles, a single, and an RBI, and that's going to be down, and that's going to be ball 1.
And I'm sure the Cougars would like to have a big inning right here and maybe end this thing.
Yeah, a team like Prairie Central, you cannot say that be 1-1.
Yeah, it's not over till
of 8-9-1 for Prairie County Central. And that's going to be popped up over the shortstop. No. Out number 1. When it initially went off the bat, I thought it was going to clear, but it did not.
She has such a good first reaction to the ball.
Bentley 2 of 3 with 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Stamper on first, 1 down. Moberly trying to send it to the top of the 7th. That's going to be ball 1.
A little too far outside.
And I'm going to tell you that the center fielders, the right fielders, and that's going to be ball down. I can honestly say that Watts and the outfield out there, or it's Holiday, I'm sorry, they have moved every single pitch, and that's going to be fouled away.
Yeah, and like I said, just the basic fundamentals is really shown on both teams. Like you said, they're constantly moving.
Because you don't have to be told. If you have to be told, it's too late.
If you have to think about it, it's too late.
And that's the same way in the sport of baseball as well. And that's going to be outside, and that's going to be 3-1. Shout out to Jamila Pelfrey tuning in. Marsha Holcomb. And it's popped up into right, and going to squeeze it, and that's going to be 2 down.
Stamper started off right away, and then it kind of went flat. So kudos to the Commodores for trying to shut this down and get back in there and get in it.
Yep, Moberly's done a nice job of letting that. Sometimes when someone behind you commits an error, you kind of lose it, and she's not. That says a whole lot about her.
Especially to be an underclassman.
Definitely. And that's going to be down and in, and that's going to be ball 1. Kelsey Bentley has singled and with an RBI and flew out twice to Fugit. And that's going to be a smack over, and that's going to be over the head of Holiday. Stamper is heading to third, and here comes the throw. Mullins is going to throw it all the way home. Stamper is going to be out. Nice relay by Mullins, and that's going to be 3 outs, and we'll move on to the top of the 7th. So stay with us on Hometown 24.
What keeps you going? Your love for the game? Your teammates? A victory? At ARH Orthopedics, our goal is to keep you pain-free so your body can keep going. There's no time for discomfort in your joints or ligaments caused by an injury. ARH Orthopedic providers specialize in treatment plans, from non-surgical and surgical options, so your care is entirely centered around you. Visit arh.org/ortho to find an orthopedic provider near you. ARH, more for Appalachia.
For over a century, Bank of Heinemann has proudly served Knott County and the surrounding communities. They're your hometown bank, built on trust, service, and a commitment to their neighbors. With online banking, bill pay, and mobile deposit, they blend today's convenience with the personal service you've always known. Visit them on the Heinemann Bypass or at the Holly Hills Shopping Center. Bank of Heinemann, where tradition and trust still matter.
Welcome back. As Kelsey Bentley will try to finish it out for Letcher County Central. It's 8-3, top of the 7th. Prairie Central will have Godsey and then Holiday and Robinson to try to extend this and try to get something going here. Got to have 5. Initially, Bentley come in, kind of struggled a little bit after the next inning, but then she has shut down Prairie Central in the 5th and 6th inning. So, nice job. And that's not an easy task.
No, it's not. But anytime you know that you've got a good infield behind you like the Cougars do, once they make a couple plays for you, you get that confidence up, and then you really settle in and get the job done.
Yep. And, you got to rely on your defense behind you to play. You can't strike everybody out. And she's kept the ball in play. Godsey's coming up, and Godsey has struck out twice. And any way to get on as a leadoff batter to try to ignite this Prairie County Central offense. It has only had 5 hits tonight. And Godsey takes that one outside. I got a feeling these two will be facing each other again.
Oh, absolutely.
Somewhere down the line, they'll face each other again. And like we talked about coming in, and that's going to be a strike. As we were talking about, the last 3 championships have been won by Letcher Central and Prairie County Central, but not taking anything away from Estill County and those other teams that are vying for that. Breathitt County.
Yeah, Estill County's had their share of good softball teams as well.
And you're going to play it at Breathitt County, so you never know when you're playing at someone's home field. 1-2. And that's going to be a called strike 3. And that's going to be Bentley's first K on the night.
It's maybe her first K, but she's got several batters out with 1 pitch. They hit the ball and put it in play.
And that helps the bats, too.
Oh, absolutely.
And in steps Holiday, and Holiday 0 for 1 with a walk. One down, trying to close it out here.
Cougars are still playing straight away. There's no shift at all.
Both these teams, like I said, coming in with 9 wins in a row. Letcher Central and Prairie Central.
Yeah, that's hard to believe that you have these 2 programs, both of them on a 9-game winning streak that started at the beginning of this month.
And when you're talking about coaches, this is Coach Ratliff's 273rd game as coach of Prairie Central. And Coach Perkins is 465th. So veteran coaches that know how to get it done. And it's going to be a called strike on the 3-0 pitch.
Yeah, she really impressed me if she comes back and gets her right here, being behind 0-3.
Yeah, you don't want to walk anybody. And swung through
two of them.
It's going to be full count.
And she just grooving it and challenging her to hit it.
3-2, one down. And it's going to be fouled, and that's going to be out of play. As the light's taking a little bit of effect here as they're on.
Yeah, like I said, after the sun went down, everything just kind of settled in.
It's kind of like being on your back deck sitting and watching a softball game from here. Here comes the pitch, and nice eye by Holiday, and that's going to be her advancement to first base.
You know, that was a nice at-bat by Holiday. She took, 9 pitches?
Yeah, and, battled in there, and that's what you want from your team. And that will send Robinson up, and Robinson is 0 for 3, and she's definitely due. As I said, she bats .524. Big hello to Harold Kraft tuning in. And that's going to be up.
She's been very patient at the plate.
Just hasn't been able to get something in play with a little bit of lather on it. And that's going to be back up to Hatton. Hatton's going to give it to Richardson, who throws it across, and it's going to be a 4-6 put out. And that will be 2 down as Robinson will be on first.
Yeah, she hustled down the line to keep from hitting into a double there.
Mullins 1 of 3 on the night, had a base hit, scored a run in that 5th inning, trying to keep it going. Chokes up a little bit on that bat. And that's going to be fouled directly back. And Bentley trying to close it out here with a win.
With that little bit of choke up, she was right on it. She just was a little under.
I think I mentioned in the Hazard game, I kind of mentioned it to like Barry Bonds. She's still got good power, just chokes up on it a little bit. That gives you a little bit of more control. And that's going to be strike. Nope. That was outside as I was leaning back in my rocking chair here and didn't see it. 1-1, 2 down, and Robinson on first, trying to keep it alive. And Mullins is going to hit it out of play, and that will run into 1-2.
That was almost the identical place they fouled it to a moment ago.
Want to thank Letcher County Central administration, Miss Wampler and Miss Collins, for allowing us to do the game. AD Blake Mason. We've always at Hometown 24 are treated well on the road, and we do appreciate it. 1-2, and that's going to be up, making it 2-2.
Yeah, we've had a good crowd here tonight on both sides.
Yeah, I looked out at yes, yeah, and still some. And down, and that's going to be Bentley with the final out, and Letcher Central will win 8-3. 8 runs on 12 hits, 2 errors, 3 runs, 6 hits on 2 errors for Prairie Central. And our Alice Lloyd College player of the game was 3 of 4 with an RBI, 2 doubles and a single, Miss Addison Collier.
Yeah, she had the hot bat tonight and played great defense.
So Addison Collier will be our Alice Lloyd College player of the game, and Prairie Central will drop to 17-8, 6-2 in the region. Letcher County Central will go to 15-6, 8-0 in the region, and they will continue on a 10-game win streak. And Prairie Central probably will start another one as soon as they can. Letcher Central, once again, will face Central Wise here tomorrow. Prairie County Central will be on the road Thursday at Lawrence County High School. And, Mark, final thoughts?
You know, like I said, it's a beautiful night. Pretty good game. The 8-3 ended up being the score. I would have liked to seen it a little closer just to make it more exciting. However, great night.
Great night anytime that you can watch softball, baseball, boys volleyball on Hometown 24. And if you can't go out and get in the bleachers and watch these young ladies and young men, tomorrow, once again, Brian Johnson and myself will be doing boys volleyball at Prairie Central, as Letcher Central will travel down to the John C. Combs Arena. And then Jim and David will be baseball, as they'll be at the C.C. Linden Field, Prairie County Central and Hazard. So what can you say? Meehan versus Brian Dean. So anyway, with that being said, want to thank the Hometown 24 crew of Bryson and Stephen. They do the best of anybody that I know of. And with that being said, want to say good night and God bless, and we'll see you on the road.